English webinar series. So in today's webinar, we would be discussing some common terms related to career, related to compensation, and the different levels of hierarchy in an organization structure. So the different types of organizational structures in a company that you must know and you must understand. So let's begin. Okay, so why do we need an organizational structure? See, all organizations, they follow a hierarchy that determines the various positions. So by positions, I mean like who is going to report to whom. For example, there would be a CEO, there would be a COO, there would be a vice president in an organization, then there would be manager, assistant manager, some employees, the other staff. So these are the different positions in an organization, and they follow a hierarchy. So these help to define the various tasks and responsibilities. So different tasks are assigned to different employees, and it becomes quite easy to determine these tasks and responsibilities, the supervision and coordination, and also so that these activities can be carried out in order to achieve the common organization goal. Now, some organizations, they follow a tall structure. So for large and complex organizations, there's a very tall hierarchy which follows a chain of command. Then there is a flat organizational structures which focuses on empowering employees. So it would not be a very tall structure, but rather a flat structure where there would be some employees, and then they would be reporting to their manager, and the manager would finally be reporting to the owner or the CEO of the company. In a virtual structure, the main communication is done through internet and emails. So you do not need to sit in the same premises, in the same building, but you can sit virtually in some other part of the country or other part of the world and still be connected to each other. So this is a virtual type of organization. We would be discussing about these organizations in detail in the following slides. Now, tall versus flat organizational structure. So as I already mentioned, large and complex organizations, they often require a tall hierarchy. A tall structure results in a long chain of command, and actually depends from organization to organization that, you know, whether you should go for a long chain of command or you should go for a flatter organization where there's a wide span of control. So it totally depends from organization to organization. So as an organization grows, the number of management levels, the levels of hierarchy also increase, and the structure becomes taller. Whereas in a flat organization, there may be just one top manager who is the owner, or he can be the CEO of the company, who is going to oversee a handful of other employees which have equal level of authority. So all these employees will have an equal level of authority, and again, since I said it's going to be a wide span of control, so the focus is on empowering the employees, right? Now, what is a virtual organization? So it is an organization that uses computer and telecommunication technologies to extend its capabilities by working remotely with the employees. So all the employees, they work remotely. You do not need to sit in the same premises, as I already mentioned. And it can be located, these employees can be located throughout the country or in some other part of the world. Now, it totally relies on the development in information and technology. The best example is customers use virtual organization on an everyday basis to purchase some products and services on the internet. So for example, if I'm sitting in some other part of the country, I can buy products and services from some other part of the world, and that is a virtual setup. So this is so Amazon, eBay, these are all virtual organizations, right? Now here is a chart depicting a tall organizational structure. So here there would be a CEO of the company, that is the founder, the main person. It can be the president as well. Then under him would be the COO, the Chief Operating Officer. These days we have CFO, which is the Chief Financial Officer. We have CTO, the Chief Technical Officer. Under these people, we have VP of Customers. So now there are different departments. So the Vice President of all these departments, and then the managers underneath them, and then the employees. So there's this is a typical chart depicting the tall organization structure. It follows a long chain of command. Now this is a chart depicting a flat company structure. So here, as I already mentioned, there would be a CEO of the company, the Chief Executive Officer, and then there would be some managers who would be reporting to the CEO, and the other staff members or the other employees who would be reporting to the manager. So here the focus is on empowering the employees. Now, some of the common departments of a company include sales and marketing. Now, sales and marketing are the people who represent the company, who are eventually going to sell the products and services to the consumers. Then communications, publications, public relations. These are basically the face of the organizations who would be communicating effectively about the product and services to the consumers. Then we have finance, or the accounts department. Now, finance, as we all know, is the lifeblood of any business. Human resources department, that would be handling the entire human resources, the entire personnel of the organization. Then we have operation, or the logistics department. For example, if we take the example of Flipkart, now how their delivery mechanism will work, their supply chain management, everything comes under the purview of operations department. Now, information technology, now these days we rely on various applications. Now, information technology plays a dominant role in these departments. We have research and development, which do the innovations, some research in order to bring about new products and services in the market. And then we have a legal department that takes care of the legalities or the legal matters that a company gets into. Now, there are some common terms when we are talking about the company. The first word is established or founded. Now, we use the word established if I say that I established my company in the year 1981. That means that was the year I founded my company. The founder of the company would be the person who came up with this idea and who founded the company. Now, it is not necessary that the founder and the owner of the company are same. Sometimes, for example, if I have a company and I am the founder of that company, if I sell it to some other person, then I'm no longer the owner of the company. The ownership is now being transferred. Though I'm still the founder of the company, but I'm no longer the owner of the company. So you should never get confused between these two terms. Now, sometimes we go in for expansion in order to expand our business so that the business grows. Also, acquisitions and mergers takes place in order to expand the business. For example, there was a Tata Steel acquired Chorus. So that is an example of expansion through acquisition. Then mergers take place when two companies, they merge together in order to become one company. That is called merger. So Disney and Pixar, there was a merger between these two companies. Also, there was a merger of Reliance Communications and Aircel. So now these companies, they actually merge in order to become a larger organization and they expand their business. HQ refers to headquarters. So where the company is headquartered, where its headquarter office is called HQ. For example, the headquarters of Facebook is located in California. And then the various branch offices. Now, these companies can have branch offices in different cities, in different countries. These other offices are called branch offices. Now, let's understand various terms related to your career. So, the first and the foremost is entry-level job. When you first get into an organization, when you are a fresher, then you enter the job at a very basic level. That is called an entry-level job. When you start getting promotions, when you start rising up in the company, that is called moving up in the company or climbing up the corporate ladder in a very informal language. Now, promotion versus demotion. If you are doing very great, if you're doing very good in your organization, then the organization is going to promote you. However, if you perform poorly, you might be demoted or put down at a lower level of responsibilities and salaries. Now, transfer versus lateral move. If you're not happy in your current area of work, you might be able, you can ask your employer to transfer you to some other department. That's called transfer within the organization. Lateral move is when you change to a new job that is about the same level as your old position, then you go in for a lateral move. So for example, if I am a manager in a particular company and I change my company and I'm again a manager, my designation is still a manager, then that is called a lateral move. Now, mentor is a person who is going to guide you, and he has more experience, he has more knowledge. You should always seek out for a mentor when you're there in a job. Now there is a term called blue collar job. Some employees they have blue collar jobs. That means those jobs that require manual labor. Then there's white collar job. Now white collar jobs are very knowledge intensive. These are performed in offices or in administrative setup. Pink collar jobs are those jobs whose job involves interacting with the customers or sales or other service oriented work. So there's a direct customer interaction, that is called a pink collar job. Now let's understand compensation and some related terms to compensation. Now a compensation package is a combination of salary and benefits that an employer provides to its employees. So the salary, your basic salary, along with some other benefits. Now these benefits can be your retirement plans, insurance policies, your health insurance, etc. Commission is a percentage of every sale you make. So now certain jobs, for example, sales jobs, basically they have some commission attached along with the main salary that you would be drawing. So that is a percentage of every sale you make. Maternity leave. Maternity leave is given, now these days we have the concept of maternity leave and paternity leave, which is given to the parents of a newborn. Then we have sick leave. In case you fall sick, you can always opt for a sick leave. Now perks. Perks are some extra benefits that the employer provides to its employees. These are very lucrative as well. So for example, they would provide you with a gym membership, or they would provide you with a company car, or some childcare benefits. These are some perks that come along with your job. A severance package is basically the pay and the benefits the employees receives when he or she leaves the company. For example, if I have an accumulation of my holiday leave or my sick leave that I can get in cash, then that means that can be accounted as a severance package. Attrition. Attrition refers to the gradual reduction of the size of a workforce. They can be lost through retirement or resignation. So when we say the attrition rate is very high in this company, that means a lot of people quit that company very often, or they're resigning from that company very often. That is called attrition. Employee retention. Employee retention refers to the ability of an organization to retain its employees. So, sometimes they'll offer you some bonuses or stock options in order to make you stay in that company. That is called retention. Incentive pay. Incentive pay is a monetary reward that is provided to an employee based on his performance. And it is actually a way to motivate the employee so that he continues to deliver positive results. So, you sometimes, if somebody is doing really good, you pay him some incentives in order to motivate that employee. So I hope you got an idea of the various terms which we use on an everyday basis when we are talking about our salary, when we are talking about compensation, when we are having a discussion with a HR person. So these are some of the terms that you must know. Also, we discussed some terms related to career and the various types of organization structures in a company. Okay, So that brings us to the end of the webinar. I hope you had some idea of the various concepts that we discussed. In case you have any query or in case you want to book a session with me, kindly go to the link below. Also, we have a comprehensive interview preparation course, which is there in the premium section of the Hello English app. In case you want to buy that course, again, you can follow the link below and buy that course. I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you for listening to me. Hope you have a good day. Bye.